Get down.
The family of a mentally challenged man says he was minding his own business when this happened. You know, he's never been arrested for anything until now.
But the police say they were just doing their job. 7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo has the details on what sparked this takedown that was all caught on tape.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
41-year-old Terry Jones says he was minding his own business when this happened in early September.
Get down.
After 2 knee strikes that helped take Jones down, the officer knees him 2 more times in the head and shoulders.
Put your hands behind your back. Do what we said. Put your hands behind your back.
My whole face was swollen on this side.
You can see the cut on Jones's mouth in his mugshot after the Dearborn officers arrested him.
I want justice served.
Antoinette Austin says her cousin has been in special education his whole life.
He's had a couple of nervous breakdowns.
Austin says she and Jones were driving home to Oak Park from a family gathering in Detroit when he suddenly got out of the car.
I said, Terry, where are you going? He said, I'm going to walk home. Got a call about 6:30 Saturday morning, and he's screaming, I'm in jail. I'm in jail. I said, where are you? He said, I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? He said, all I know, I was beat up, Tony. I was beat up.
Austin and Jones both say he drank 2 beers at the family gathering, but insist he wasn't drunk. A passing driver thought otherwise.
Just seems inebriated. I just want him to get hit.
As the first officer pulls up, you can see Jones walking along a paved walkway in the large median. A Dearborn police corporal gets out of his car and, with the dash cam video rolling, talks to Jones off camera.
I'm going through a lot of stuff. Hold on. Listen, I got to tell everybody you got to talk to me.
The corporal explains that someone called in and said Jones was stumbling into traffic.
I'm walking behind you. Yeah, you're all over, man. Right now, I'm minding my business. I'm on the side of the road. Right now, I'm finna walk off, going on about my business, okay? No.
A second officer arrives on the scene, but there's no audio on the video from his police cruiser. And then the tension starts to escalate.
I got a lot of problems. My wife died in 2009. Right now, I just need to clear my head. Okay? I understand that, Terry. Okay, but if I get called here, I got to do a job. If you're walking out in the street, and I saw you stumbling, there isn't.
The corporal accuses Jones of being confrontational with him. In his report, he writes, Jones turned sideways, clenched his fists, and squared off with me. In the video that we can see, Jones's hands appear to be open and not clenched. Jones says that's when he just tried to walk away from the officers.
Turn around. We're going to jail. Turn around. Why you want to arrest me, man? Real simple. Why you want to arrest me? Because you won't listen.
After Jones tries to get away, they all stumble into the street and then back onto the median.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Ultimately, the officers arrested Terry for resisting and obstructing officers and drunkenness, although no alcohol test was ever performed.
Do you know why you were arrested?
No. That would run across my mind every single day.
Do you feel your officers are in the wrong in any way?
No.
Dearborn Police Chief Ronald Haddad says once his officers were called to the scene, they were duty-bound to determine what Jones was doing.
Is he confused? Is he sick? Is he wanted? None of those things could be satisfied with the number of times that the officers ask him the questions.
Chief Haddad says the officers didn't know at the time about Jones's disabilities. He agrees the knee strikes were harsh, but says his officers could not determine how much of a threat Jones actually was.
I'm not going to tell you that that's the best method, but given the totality of space and what was going on there, I don't know that he had any other option.
They had him on the ground. The kicks were not necessary.
Attorney Dave Robinson was a Detroit police officer for 13 years. Robinson specializes in police misconduct cases. Robinson says the Dearborn officers missed several chances to de-escalate the situation with Jones, who had no weapons.
They didn't communicate to Terry. Terry, listen, let's reason here. It's dark. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You can get hit. All right, Terry, I understand your wife. I feel terrible for you, Terry. What's wrong with that? Nothing.
Right now, Terry Jones is being prosecuted for resisting officers. His relatives say this whole incident has made him more withdrawn than ever, and they hope this will not stay on his record. I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.